I made this animation of a Graham escapement or deadbeat with FreeCAD. I wanted to show a little bit how I did it. So I used the Assembly4 Workbench to do this. And then in the model, I have a master sketch. Is this one, and then the rotation of this rod is going to move the anchor. So you do a range from 0 to 360, that's going to be degrees, and a loop. So now I have the animation of the anchor. Then I can edit the sketch, let's see more details. So here we see the rod making a rotation. This is just a vertical constraint to move this end of connecting rod to the anchor. I did it this way because that gives me a perfectly symmetrical motion. And then the anchor will rotate at this point. Then the escape wheel will be at this point. In the model, in the master sketch, I have those two LCS. LCS1 is attached to this line where the anchor is going to be attached. Then LCS4 where the escape wheel is going to be attached. If I start the animation with the code that I will show you in a little bit, you can see how this LCS oscillates with that rod powered by this line turning around. So now here's the anchor, it's already attached, and then I have the escape wheel here, and here is how it's attached to the sketch. Now, how does the escape wheel move? If you go in the model, escape wheel, then select data, then attachment, you can see the angle here is rotating. What is it? It's the whole body of the escape wheel that's rotating around. And you can see, if you can calculate every motion, the escape wheel would move 6 degrees. That was one of the challenges to get right. Now let's have a look at the code. And before that, first I'm going to slow it down. I put an interval of 200, so instead of 20 before, that will slow it down. So press enter. Now you can see it's much slower. Get out of full screen. Here's the code, and I'm not an expert in code Python with FreeCAD, so I'll put some links where find some of the information that I used here. I have this variable, it's the rotation of this rod. That's a counter to increment the rotation. And escape rod, it's the rotation of the escape wheel. So this line of code takes those values and get that rod moving. And then it increments by 1 every time it goes through the loop. And then this line, once that rod, it's going to start at 0 degree here and go through 360. When it gets at 360, it's reset at 0. That way I can use the position to make a decision when the escape wheel is moving or not. You can see in a one rotation of this, there's 2 motion of the escape wheel. So the first motion, it's actually the exit motion, will start when that rod is at 54 degrees now and go until 145 now. And then the second motion would start at 234 degrees. Now it's moving, it stops 325. And then there's that last line of code that every time the variable are changed, it updates the graphics. And that's for the timer to keep going. And like I said, the interval here, that's 200 milliseconds. And then to stop the animation, type in timer.stop parentheses, enter. Now, it's not perfect. If we zoom really in, there's still a little gap, and then the palette kinds of not moving exactly at the right speed, but still, timing is pretty good. Slide, slide, slide. This gives a good idea of the timing and how it works. Now don't forget, it's a animation, not a simulation. And back to normal speed. You can see that it works pretty well. I'm going to hide those, and the sketch works nicely. The animation of a Graham escapement. I hope you like this little demo of how to have a escapement animation with FreeCAD and Assembly4. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.